Hello everyone, this is going to be a different kind of video I usually make. It's going to be a tutorial on how to make an MLO for GTA 5. It's going to be a very simple one. It's going to be one room and there's going to be about 4 windows in it. And I'm going to be going step by step on how to make that. Okay, so the first things you're going to need a Y2YP maker. It's all going to be in the description below. You're going to need a DLC pack creator. I have some MLO template files I'm going to put in the description. Codewalker. 3ds Max. Any version. 2020. 2022. I personally just use 2020. Haven't updated it yet. Some folders to put all your files in. And OpenIV to access your GTA files. Okay, so the first thing we are going to do is we're going to go into Codewalker, and we're going to hit T for the toolbar, and then we're going to open this up and then go into selection, and always make sure that you're on the correct version of Codewalker. I'll be linking their Discord in the description. Do not do the one off of GTA 5 mods. It's outdated by a few years actually. Okay, so we're going to be doing one in Sandy. You can hit shift and then use your scroll wheel while clicking to free cam around. We're going to be doing this one since it's a very simple one and it's going to have 2 entrances. Okay, so we're going to right click to select it since we turned on this, and that's going to be the decal, so we can just pick that up, bring it down under, and then we can pick up the house. We have the name, that's the house. Okay, so we're going to copy the name, and then we're going to go into OpenIV, filter through your GTA file and check it in all archives. Open up the YDR, make sure it's the right thing. And good thing all the textures are embedded and you don't have to go into a YTD. So you have that, that's your building. Okay, so then the first thing we're going to do is right click, we're going to export it. Go into your desktop and find your files. We're going to go into OpenIV exports. Okay, so that's the building, and we'll do the collisions while we're at it. Okay, so we're going to go into collisions. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is, that's the first collision, that's the high. That's going to be for when you're shooting at the building. And we're going to check that. Okay, it should be around here. Where up? Yeah. Wow. Where's the building? Is this it? Yeah, okay, this is the building. Right here. Okay, that's our building. So we're gonna export it. Same folder. And then we're gonna find the other one, the regular one. Do the same thing. Make sure that's it. That's right here, right next to that other one. That's that. Export that into open formats. And then we are done with OpenIV and Codewalker for now. So first thing we're going to do is open up 3ds Max and make sure you have GIMS Evo installed. I'll put a link in the description to the working file for pretty much every version of 3ds Max. Okay, once it loads up, you're going to open it. Everything's going to load. You're going to hit import, and then we're going to find our tutorial. And we're going to open IV exports. First thing we're going to do is open up the shell. So that's going to be the ODR. We're going to double click that. And then this is going to be the file with all the embedded textures. That's fine, it doesn't matter. So for me, I just have to open up the Scene Explorer. We have that on the side. It looks like there are embedded collisions in it. Those we can could delete those for now. Oh, see, I just want to delete all that. This is what we have now. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do is standard. Turn off enable transparency. We can make that a little bit more. We have flat color. And now we have our building. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the editable game mesh. The editable mesh. Select the square. And these are going to be the polygons. So we're going to be cutting out our door. Then you can free cam with your arrow keys. Another thing we're actually going to do is perspective. Oh, wrong one. Show viewport clipping. Put those all the way up. So we can get in nice and close. We'll leave that. We'll delete that, yeah. Okay. So we got that. We'll delete up here. Okay, so now we have our door frame, and we're going to do all the windows too. Simple process. Delete that. Do that. And we'll leave these nice frames there. And we'll delete this back door. And we'll do this window. Okay. So we have a few windows and a doorway open. 2 doorways. So now we got that. Another thing I'm going to do is let's clean up the outside a little bit. We can delete this. Now I put on the element, which will delete like multiple ones that are connected together. Okay, yeah, we'll clean it up, make it look nice. Okay. So we got that. It's looking nicer already. And we'll leave this. It looks cool. So we got 1 window and about 3. We got 2 doors and 3 windows. Okay. So now the next thing we are going to do is we're going to export this. Gonna open up the GIMS, go into export, 3ds Max exports, select the folder, make sure that's all good, and hit continue. Okay, now we have that exported. We're gonna keep it in here. And now the next thing we are going to do is go into our hit the plus, go into the standard primitives, object type, and go into box. So this is how we're going to create our actual shell. So we go down onto the top. And one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to teach how to fix your snaps. Snapping tool, you're going to hit right click. Always make sure it's on vertex. And make sure you have enable access constraints. So make sure that's all on. And vertex color. So the snaps is I'll show you once we make the box. So we're going to make our box. It doesn't have to be exact at all. Okay, we have our box now. These we don't really have to mess around with, so we're going to make it an editable poly. You're going to right click on it, hit editable poly, hit the vertex, go from the top, and then you can do this, select that, and then you can snap it. And if you want a better view, you can go from the top on here, yeah. So we're going to put it right back there. We'll do the same thing for this. This is just getting it nice and lined up. And then for the back, right there. Okay, so we have our box. It's a little better. But the first thing we're going to do is to make this lined up with the front doorway. Try to, at least. Make sure all these vertexes are selected. Go right here. And then go right there. And then you can turn off your snaps and bring it back a little. Turn them back on. Make sure you're all set up like that. And then bring it back a little bit. Okay, and then we're going to fix the height of it from down here first. Select, you can go real big with the selection too, so you make sure you select everything on that bottom. Same thing, get the snaps. And snap to right there. So now it's not peeking out from the bottom, and we'll kind of do the same thing for the top. Which for the top, we're mostly just going to bring it down. We're not going to use our snaps. Just make sure it's not peeking out through that top. Like that. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing for this side, for that one doorway. Same thing, select the Y, go about there. Now that's a little higher than that. So first thing we can do about that is yeah, we could bring it down to this one instead and cut out our doorway so there's a little step on it. Like that. And it'll be a little down on here. Well, you can't see there. Okay. And we'll do this side first, too. I don't believe I have any windows on this side, so we could just bring it in. So it's just not showing. Okay, we have that. We don't have any major gaps for the moment. And we can bring that back a little bit more too. Like that. That is fine. This little gap is all okay because we're going to fix it. Same with this. You just scroll to zoom in and out. And get it right there. There's going to be a gap in this for now, but we are going to fix that. Okay, so we have our box. It's all lined up. And now we're going to go fix our polygon tool. So we're going to go polygons. We're going to hit Control A on all the polygons. And we want to make sure that we flip them. So we want the dark on the outside and the light on the inside. So the dark on the outside, and then we have the light on the inside. And the dark stuff you don't see, and then the light stuff you do see inside GTA. So the first thing we're going to do is slice our plane. We're going to go hit slice plane. And the first thing we're going to have is this line. So we're going to use our snapping tool. And we're going to put it right to there. So it cuts it exactly on that vertex. Okay, so we're going to hit slice. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to rotate it. We're going to turn on angle snaps. So it's perfect. So it turns at a certain angle degrees. Line it up there. Slice that. Line it up here. Slice that. And then we're going to have to turn it since we did make it not flush with that. Go here. Slice. Then we can deselect slice plane, and then we can click there and delete it. And now we have an entrance. Now we can turn on facades, and there's just a little gap right there. Nothing we can't fix. Now here we might have to bring that back a little bit, this wall, which we could do. Or we could bring it forward, I meant, by extruding it. Turn off, and we keep on snaps and do that. Yeah, just because it goes in a little bit. Or a better thing we could do actually is undo that, Control Z. Actually, can we? Yeah, we can actually. We're gonna re-edit this so it better fits what we want to do with it. Delete that. Delete that using the element. Do that. And now it's just a window. There's no extra stuff on it. That's how we don't need to do this for. That's just something so we don't have to worry about extruding any walls or making it look any funkier. Okay. Got that. Now, we're going to have to re-export that, which we'll do right now. We'll do make a new folder, new exterior. Make sure it's all good, and we can export that. Okay, so now that's good. Back to the shell. Select that. Slice the plane. Pick the top. Slice. Pick the bottom. Oh. Slice. Then we're going to rotate until it's perfect. Slice and slice and delete. Now we have a window. Perfect. Next thing we're going to do is do this window. Now it's going to be a little bit more complicated since we have the frames on them. So we're going to do the same thing. Select it. Now we have to do more slices this time. Nothing we can't do. Bring it over. Pick there. Slice. Pick there. Slice. Move it over a little bit and slice. Move it over and slice. Move, slice. Move, slice. Move, slice. And one more slice. Okay, so now we can rotate until it's completely flat. And snap there, and that's going to snap those two. But then we got to get this bottom one and slice there. Same thing, top, slice, another top, slice. Okay, so now we got this one, that's sliced. That's good. This one is sliced, but then we're gonna make sure that's deleted and that's deleted. One more. And right there. Now we got that. That's all sliced up. Okay, so we got the front end done. Then we're going to move over to this side. Same type thing. Come here. Move over to the slice plane. Slice top. Now we're going to work on the door first. We're going to move. Slice. Slice. And we don't gotta slice that bottom since it is flush with that one. So next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna move over to here. Slice. Slice. Now we're gonna delete that. That's the door. Second door. Done. Now we'll finish up this window. Okay, so we did the top. You just make sure. Then we did then we're gonna do the bottom one. Right there. And right there. Okay. Now, oh, that's, never mind. Don't mind that. Sorry. Okay. We'll make sure real quick that it's all good. You can always do extra slices, no harm in that, just to make sure. Like that. That's a little close. Okay, so got that, got that, got that, got that, got that, got that. That's it. Now we have this. Okay, so now we have everything cut out. And now it actually looks like somewhat of an interior. So, next thing we're going to do is something that I personally just like to do, so make sure everything fits nice and looks good, so we're going to make a frame. Simple frame. We're going to select the edge. The first edge. Okay. This edge. This edge. And this edge. We got this edge. That's all selected. Next thing we're going to do, create the shape from the selection. Always make it linear. I mean, call it door frame 1, just so you know it's the door frame. Now to shape right now. So the first thing we're going to do is rendering and enable in the viewport. Now this is nothing what we're going to actually make. Yeah, you can do either a rectangle, like a radial one, or a rectangular. We're going to do rectangle. Make sure this aspect is at 1 to keep it proportional. And we do 0.0, let's say 4. 0.0, yeah, and automatically should do it. And that, we can put it down to 0.03 for a nice simple frame. Now, you may say we want it a little thicker, but we really don't. So we're going to turn off the aspect Make it just wider, so it really fits like that. Or make it a little less, and then we're going to move it. And we're always make sure we affect the pivot and center it, so that pivot is right at that center, and we can just move it. Now we're most likely going to make this a little less wide, and just keep on moving it. I think a 0.04 should be good. A little more, actually. Underestimated myself. 0.05 then. Hmm. 0.06. Yeah, so now fits wise. Gives a little extra something to the door frame so it doesn't look just like a flat thing. And we're going to do the same thing. Make an editable poly. Not that. This. Well, that's a door frame. Same for the windows. Now we're most likely going to have to do the same numbers, and they're going to save. Create shape from selection. Window 1. And we already got something on that. We're most likely going to have to move it. Or make it a little wider. And we got a little window frame. Very simple. Nothing complicated with that. Same thing for this end. Now this might be a little bit more complicated. And it is flush with it. So we can really do less width. And keep it nice and small. Do that. That. Make sure all of them edges are selected. Okay, same thing. Now we're just going to keep it as shape 1. And we can lower the thickness. And see about that. We can keep it at a 1. And we hit that to keep it. And we can make it real small. Maybe like a 0.02. Something, just to give it something. Maybe 0.1. And we'll do it at 2. Same thing. Control to keep on selecting everything. Just like more than one thing. Alt click to deselect. And that's looking good. Keep on doing the same thing. Okay. One more for this one. Like that. Look how nice they look. All that, we're going to add a texture to that, obviously. But for now, it's not looking half bad. Okay, same thing for this. It's not fully lined up. So we're most likely going to have to make it probably wider. Now, that's going to have to be a little thicker and wider. Actually, first thing we're going to do with these, control click, control click, control click, right click, convert to editable poly. Now we're going to attach them. 1, 2, 3. That's all 1 now. This thing, make it like a 3 and then turn off this, and I think it was 6 we made. and always want to center that pivot. Effect pivot only, and then center to the object to make it easier to move. Actually, we can make that a little less wide. Since it's a little less. Come on. Okay. I think that's fine. And 3ds Max is free for any student. You could be college, middle school, high school, it doesn't matter. It's free for all students. All you have to do is just have a valid ID, student ID, or anything from the school that says your name and your age. We'll make that an editable poly. Call that door 2. Door frame 2. And then another tip, you can hit 7, and you can see how many polys. Very low, it's 224. Very low polys. The max, I'm pretty sure, is 24,000, which you really don't want to. You really don't have to worry about it when you're doing small MLOs. Same thing. And you could do all 3 at the same time to save a little bit of time. Because mostly everything has like the same. If it's on the same wall, it has the same thickness. Save that. Now this looks a little too thick. And we can always center that nice pivot. So we're going to move it better. That's real thick. So we're going to change this aspect to a 1. Save that. And then really turn it down a lot. I would like a 2. Maybe we'll delete it at a 3. Maybe a 2 actually. And we'll do like 3. Okay, we missed a little bit, actually. So we're going to delete that. And when you select the edge, it should come back up. Yep, simple. Okay, that lines up. Okay, we have all our frames done. Now, make everything editable poly. Okay, shape 2 is that. Call that window 2. Shape 01 is that. Call that window 3. We have all that now. We have all our frames done. Now, we are going to add some textures to everything. Okay. So first thing you want to do when you have your textures, make sure this is open. It could be just hidden. And you're going to want to open up your material editor. Now you could, I always like using a compact because it's really, really easy to use, easy to look at, not hard to navigate. And you're going to want to use, I use the biggest one. I think that's in, yeah, right here. So you're going to start off with the smallest one. I like using the largest. Have the most amount of materials. And you're going to want to go to Materials, General, GIMS, V Material. You want to hit Group. Now we're going to do the walls first. Actually, before we do the walls, we're going to want to detach all our walls and such, so we can do texturing. So we're going to want to Control click, select our walls. We use flat color for this. Yeah, it might be easier to look at actually with facades. Okay. You really want to make sure you can always hide our window frames so we can see. Okay. Okay, we have our wall selected. And then we're going to go to here. Go to detach. Call that walls. Simple. Now we're still on the box. We're not on the walls. We're going to hit the ceiling. That's all one since we haven't cut it. Call that ceiling. Then the floor, we don't even have to detach anything because what's left is the floor. So we're just going to name that floor. Now we have everything all into its own object. Now we can do our texturing. We have this. We have our GIMs. We will do the floor first. So let's say we're going to do a carpet floor. So we can go to man-made. And then we're going to go to carpet. And we'll do solid. Room ID. You want to always make sure you backspace 1 and always hit enter. And then you're going to want to select the floor. Hit this so it shows the material. And then when you go hit assign. And now it's all assigned on it. Now next thing we are going to do is I will be embedding all my textures. You can always make a YTD, which I will show you how to do. Now you want to go to options. We're going to diffuse our texture. Go to empty. And now this is from another project I'm working on. I have all my textures in one file. This PC, I just have all my textures in a big file. And now we're going to look for a floor texture. Carpet, we'll do a blue carpet. And this has all the bump textures, which I will make another video regarding on. Now we can just double click that. And now it's on. And you may be thinking, why does it look like this? It looks really, really big. And it's not looking so good. So you're going to want to go up to here, modifier list. Just hit U. UVW map it. I always hit box for the floor. And then I always use 2.5. That's what GTA default uses. And it looks pretty good. Or you could always use real life. But that's too small for what we're doing right now. 2.5, 2.5. Collapse 2. That's the wall one done. I mean, that's the floor done. Now we could do our walls. Same thing. Material editor. Make a new material. Standard. GIMS. And I think we will do, we could do man-made. Maybe we could do, maybe plaster. We'll do like some wallpaper. Same process. Apply. Material editor. Open. Options. Diffuse. Embed it. Yeah, I'm not sure if I embedded the other one. Always make sure if you're going to want to embed it, embed it. Okay, now we have our walls. And I always want to make sure your textures are 512 by 512 resolution. Or it's power of 2. It'll look all funky if you do not. And you don't want that. So let's pick a nice... And we'll start up top here. We'll do that. Now it looks real big, but like I said, hit U on your keyboard, UVW map it, box, 2.5, and the height on this, if you do 2.5, it looks fine, but some of them, they're gonna want to have a specific height. That doesn't look very good. We'll do a 2. Nice wallpaper. Collapse 2. And just put that there. Next thing we're going to do, well, we'll put on flat color since now we have some textures. And we'll do the roof now. Select the roof. Hit that. Standard, go into GIMS. Groups. We'll do a plaster ceiling, which is easy. Embed it. And I have a ceiling textures. Like this. I'm just going to do this. And it looks all pixelated. Like I said, you're going to UVW map it. And this, you can use real world map size, since it is a small type ceiling. And that, I'm going to make sure our floor is embedded. I did not embed it, so we're going to embed. So you don't have to make a YTD for it. So we have this now. Now, next thing we're do is going to make more textures for these. These we're going to attach all together. We can use actually this, the attach list, and then pick the frames. Attach them all. Now they're all one. And then always make sure when you're applying a texture, put on an editable poly. Pick a new one. GIMS. And we'll do a wood. Wood small. Material editor. Options. Embed, and we'll diffuse the texture. Now I have wood. Okay. And you really pick any wood. I'll do a nice white, like a light wood. That's going to look like this at first, once we UVW map. For any wood frames, I always do a real wood map size. And that looks pretty good. Here you can always check if everything is lined up. See how it looks on the outside. Make sure there's no cracks or anything. And right now we have our interior. Okay. Now what we can do now is I think we could do hide that. And since I don't want like a giant step up, no, the first thing we can do, I have a reference point. I have PED. So this is pretty much what I'm doing, is bringing in a PED from GTA, like the same size. He's just gonna look, and then you can you can see like just reference point. Now look, that's pretty tall on him. So first thing I'm gonna do, just gonna hide that, is we're gonna go into our edge tool. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna extrude the edge, but we're gonna right click, and that's gonna reset that. And then we can turn on, we can just do this. Bring it out and bring it down as a little ramp. Now we can bring this out a little. And now that's gonna be a nicer slope to walk up. If I wanted to, I could do stairs. And then we can extrude this. And we're definitely going to change this to a carpet. Extrude. And that's there. Always want to make sure it's not just sticking out somewhere, which it's not. Okay, so we got that. Put back on our frames, and that looks fine. Now we're gonna detach it. Now we want to make sure that this has light color on it. Dark, you're not gonna see it, so you're just gonna flip it, and then we're gonna detach it, and we're gonna bring it. You can leave that as object 1, and we're just gonna attach it to the floor. Just hit OK, and then we're gonna assign this back on. And we're going to UVW map it real quick. Okay, so now it's a little step up. Okay, so next thing we're going to do, since I would call this pretty much done with, if we wanted to, we could add in lights, which we're going to do. We're actually not going to make lights. We're not gonna make like we're not gonna model out a light. I'm just gonna add them into the interior. Okay, so we have that. We have the interior. It's looking nice. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, well, we're obviously gonna save it. So we have it's all saved up. It's already exported, we can delete that. Now we have our box. We can make sure all our polygons are looking good. Now personally, I like to attach everything to one object. Always delete your reference. And you can attach everything. Now it's all one. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to select all our vertexes. We're going to weld 001. And then we are going to change our vertex colors. Now, vertex colors, those are going to be like a somewhat ambient lighting to our interior. So a regular interior gonna have 0, and then it's gonna be kind of like a green. So I use 140 and then 0. Hit OK, and now we got that. So we have our interior. Looks nice. It's all there. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you could center it at the center. But what I'm gonna do is we're going to put it in game and then bring it to the exact coordinates so it all lines up like I have it in here. Always want to make sure everything has its vertex colors. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to rename it. Hit rename. We're going to call this tutorial MLO. Wait, tutorial _ shell. That's not how you spell tutorial. _ shell. Okay, first thing we're going to do is right click that, hit clone, make sure it's in copy, not an instance, and then we're going to call this the coal. Say the coal and the shell. Now we are going to go into GIMS. We're going to create an object, hit model, click, make sure it's all centered, 0, 0, 0. You want that centered. And now we're going to go collisions, composite, and click. That's 0, 0, 0, 0. You always want to make sure everything is centered with these two. These, they can be where you want them to be. So first thing we're going to do on these is going to map animal, map cover, map dynamic, map vehicle, and map weapon. Okay, we're going to put the coal. We're going to drag that up into the composite, and we're going to drag the shell up into the model. Rename it. Oh yeah, you're gonna want to name that coal actually. Oh, coal, and we're gonna change the LOD distances to 1,000, 0, 0, 0. Okay, now you're gonna want to put the mesh modifier. So this is the shell. We're gonna put the model mesh on it. That you don't have to touch. The coal collisions mesh modifier. Go on to map animal, map cover, map dynamic, map vehicle, and map weapon. Now that that's all done, that's there. We can export it. Put that into 3ds Max exports. We have our model. We have our collision. Continue. Since it's small, it exports quickly. And then we're going to bring it into OpenIV. Save. And then X that out. Okay, so we have this. Now, I'll clear out our search first. Okay, so make sure you have a mods folder made. I have all these DLC packs. That's just what I have. And we're going to make a DLC. We're going to open up our creator. Go into DLC creator. Now we're going to name it. So we're just going to name it tutorial. Make sure it's map type. That I can't touch. And create DLC. Now we're going to put it in here. We'll just put it in OpenIV exports. So now it's successfully made. We can X that out. Go into here. And now we have our DLC RPF. We're going to make a folder. New folder. Call it tutorial. And throw that in there. Oh, throw that in the tutorial, I meant. Make sure, yeah. Can do this. Okay. Throw this into here. Okay, so we're going to tutorial, DLC. Now all this is all set up already for us. We don't even have to touch it. All the setups are good. X64 levels, GTA 5. We don't need the metadata. And we have this. Now this is what's going to make your MLO show up like in CodeWalker. Now we're going to throw in our files. 3ds Max exports new exterior. We're going to throw the ODR in. Just drag it. It's in. Next, we're going to throw our colon shell in. Put the shell. I spelt it wrong, but that's fine. Tutorial. Yeah, and we have our interior. Looks nice. It's all here. We check our coal. It's here. Yep, everything is collision. And it's all good. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we have all this. Now we're going to get our templates. I haven't made my own templates, so I have these from Breeze. I'll link his Discord in the description. So you can hit edit mode and you throw your files in here. Now you really don't need a manifest, so you can delete that. You can create that in CodeWalker. As we have our Y map and our Y2YP. Well, we're gonna rename it to tutorial underscore Y2YP. Next thing we're gonna do is call it tutorial underscore MLO. Now we can rename these since I did misspell it. Now you have that. Go full screen with it. Edit. First thing we're going to do, we have our YMAP name. Tutorial underscore MLO. Now I'm going to copy the name tutorial. And we can always add our endings onto it. So, col. Look down. Always look collision name. Col. MLO. We have this now. It's all save. There's that. That's our MLO one. Now we have our Y2YP. Model name. Underscore. Shell. Textures. Since we have them embedded, just do that. Oh, wait. You can actually do this. Delete it. Oh. And then just put a slash. That cancels it out. That means it's going to say it's embedded. Put our shell. Just go down. Put the col. 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 Put the model name. That's just one prop that's going to be default in it. Add in the collision. That's going to be our room. I call it the col. And that's that. This we can always edit in our code walker. That's going to be our portals. And we have this. That's that. Okay. Save that. So we have these. These are our files. And we're actually going to look at them in code walker. The test files. We still have yet to do the collision. That's the last thing we're going to do. So we've thrown it all in here. And then can hide that, X that out, and open up code walker. Oh, code walker. Oh, wrong thing. I have it saved on my side. So I just click that. Always want to enable mods and DLC. I have it on startup. And we're just going to wait. I always like just to turn on my mouse select. I'm just going to wait. Okay. Open up our files. You can open up files. Tutorial MLO. You're going to select it all and open. Go to it. There it is. That is our MLO right here. It's on the map right now. You go in. The first thing we're going to do is go into our Y2YP, delete this door. So now we just have right there. So we have our tutorial. We have our MLO. Now we're going to go away from it for now. And the first thing we are going to do is find our building. And since we did not center it, yeah, this is a cutout. Since we put it in the mods folder, it's showing up. Look at this. Let me remove this. Oh, okay. We have that. Copy the position. And then we're going to go 0, 0, 0, 1. Wait, match. Oh no, we got to copy the rotation. Didn't do that. That's weird. I guess we're just going to rotate it. That's no big deal. I think what it is it's in the wrong positioning that way. Now you're going to want to look on the inside. It likes to disappear sometimes. Yep, and everything's lined up. Should I do a little rotation? And now everything's lined up. It's looking good. Okay. That's all lined up. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the Y map, calculate the extents, and we're going to save it. The Y2IP we're going to save, and we're going to go into Tools, generate a quick manifest, just so we have it. And now we have this. It's in game. Next thing we're going to do is we're just going to X out Code Walker. We're not going to save the project. There's really no reason to. And what I like to do is go into OpenIV, get the files, and to get the beam min and max, that's going to stop us from having it like a little glitchy on the inside. 3ds Max exports. Yeah, we're just going to edit mode. New. Add. 3ds Max exports. We're just going to add in the shell. Go into our test files. Put the Y2IP in. Replace it. It's going to auto replace it. Going to edit. And actually, first thing we should have is view this as text. And we're going to scroll down until we find our min and max, our radius and our center. Throw this right here. Open. Edit. All right there. We're just going to put it in a notepad. Open up a new notepad. It's a little big. Just copy. Font. Just lower it. Right there. Got that. Edit. Now we can copy this. That's gonna be the min. Actually, first copy this. That. That. And that. The max. Same thing. It's really all about patience when doing all this. Try to have some free time. You don't want to stop and go. You just want to get it done. But not rush. Just have patience. Do that. 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 And that. And that. Now we have all that. We're going to copy the min and max from here. Connect that out. We don't have to save that. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to our room and paste. Can bring it up. Save that. We're going to put that in our test files. throw that Y2YP in our test files. Copy and replace it. And that's that. So I like to try to get everything set up before I throw it in game. So now we're going to go into our tutorial.max since we saved it, which you should always save so in case you export it and it crashes, you're not losing any of your stuff. And once it loads, okay, got that. Now first thing we're going to do is we can so we're going to use this very cool tool, Vertex 2 Portal, and that's going to make it so we just have all our portal vertex points. Nice, and it's all there. Select, can hide that, so you just have this. Doesn't matter which one you take it from, really. Format, you always want to start bottom right, top, right here, and right here. Okay, we're gonna open up Code Walker. Should have probably done. It's gonna load. Open our files. Go to. Make sure it looks good. It's there. Okay. That's a little big. Okay, so we're going to our Y2YP. Art types. Go into this room. We have to pick this room. It has to be this one. Now it's already saying we have a portal. So we're going to copy this. Copy that. Paste it. Now if we go here. Shows up. Next one. This. Clear. There. Make sure you selected it. There. There. And there. Copy. Oh. Y2YP. MLO. New portal. Next portal. There. Clear selection. We're going to move over, and you might be saying we're going to have to do 4 portals on this. We really don't. We can start from this bottom right corner. Copy that. Copy there. We're going to go all the way over to about here. And go there. Copy that. And we're going to want to make sure it looks good. New portal. That there. So it's going to want to hit everything. So right there. And portals, that's going to make it so you could see from the inside to the outside and the outside to the inside. Now we have our last 2 portals. And then we'll look at it in game and see if it's working. Clear. First portal. Second portal. Second vertex. Copy that. To IP. New portal. Got that side. Now we got our last one. This one should be real simple. Format. Oh, make sure you're selected on that one. And that. Copy that. And new portal. Look at that. We got all our stuff. Everything's looking good on the inside. And we have our portals. Okay. Now we're going to want to turn off that flag. Make sure that's not on. Okay. Now we can actually close out 3ds Max. We don't have to save. Now we're going to want to save our Y2YP. Just save it. You can always recalculate the extents and save that. Put a manifest in. Save it. Okay, now we're just going to throw it in game and see how it looks. Okay, close this. Everything's saved. Now, this we can X out. Now I have my test server. And we're going to make a new folder. So I'm just going to steal from here. It's not in there, it's in here. Copy all those files. Okay. It just real quick so you guys don't see anything you shouldn't see. Okay. Just start up my server. It's on the other monitor. Okay. So that's all set up. We can hop on our Fivem. Go onto your local host if you have one, unless you're running a regular server. Now we're loading up. It's not going to take long since I have not many things in my test server. Just go to no clip. Don't mind my graphics pack. I'll turn that off real quick. It's good to map without a graphics pack, so none of your brightness and stuff is all there. Okay. Yeah, we're into here. We're gonna have to come in here. Now we have a little bit of collision problem since we haven't really done much. But yeah, we're in it. You can go in from the inside out, but yeah. It's here. Now I'm using Dolu mapping tool. And you can turn on your MLO info, 5 portals, and yeah, show your portals, the info about it, corners, and everything. It's a great room. This is a great tool to use when mapping. We have that. We have a little bit. We could change the time cycle, which I will get to later. But yeah, looks good. Nothing's peaking. Yeah. Okay, and then we got a little occlusion problem, which we will fix. But for the most part, it looks good. Okay, so let's keep on working. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to do occlusions since it's very easy. It's all Code Walker. Once it loads, turn on our selection, go into occlusions. Gonna go all the way over to Sandy. Now, a real simple way to delete them, just right click. You can open up fake open up files, just hit cancel. Add your occlusions to your project and just delete. That's done. No more blue box. All you gotta do is calculate the extents. You gotta save that to your test files. That's it. That's occlusions done. Now we're gonna go to collisions. We already exported our collisions, so we can just open up a 3ds Max. Don't have to open up our project. We just open it up. Open up your GTA, the GIMS, import, window OpenIV, and open up both of these. I like to. Now, I just want to be conscious of which one you're editing. One's more detailed than the other. The high is going to be more detailed than the other one. So that's just loading. Now, you're going to notice it's not here. We just got to zoom out. Zoom into here. Now, you just click, and then that's the regular. So we're going to see if we hide this box. Do we have the high? We're working on the high now. Now, this box, let's go full screen on this. This box, you're going to want to, we're going to have to resize, and yeah, we're going to have to resize it. Put it on local. And we're going to use the high to our advantage and just resize it. Leave the width alone. You could do this. Just move it on over. Using the collision to our advantage. Make it real thin too. So it's like just there. Just right there. Now you can shift and move it on over to the other side. Copy it. Now since we've got a doorway there, we can use that and we can put it on local. We're going to leave it on local when working with these collisions. Right there. Maybe we could do that and then bring it on over. A little bit more. Now, even though your building itself has a collision like your interior, you're still going to have this collision messing with it. Not really messing with it, but it's going to be there. A little less. Okay, they got that. That's there. We can leave that. That's not a big deal. There's probably a better way to do this, but this is just how I do it. Resize that. Put it there. A little bit more. Okay, got that. Now we can do the front. copy it, rotate it. Always want to put on that rotate snapping. As you can see, it snaps. Kind of. Okay. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little less. Okay, so you gotta play with it a little bit. Okay, I call that good. Oh, it's a little bit more on this end than it was on the other end. A little bit more. Okay, now we'll just do the back end real quick. This one we can make real big. So that's the whole back of the house. Okay. Now you can use Blender, and there's more tutorials on how to use Blender with it. Okay. So got that. That's in this one, the regular collision, and we can now work on this. Delete these little ones. That's there. And then it's a little tough. So we're just going to export our first collision when it loads. We're only going to do the top one for now. So we can delete that and work on the high. This may, it's going to do that. Got that now. Now we can just make sure to delete all of that glass. So you're not, when you start shooting stuff, you should actually shoot through the doors. It's not going to bug out. And that's that now. Okay. Export that now. It may take a little while, depending on what kind of computer you have. I have a fairly good one, so it works out nicely. And we got that. And we're gonna X out. We don't gotta save it. Open up OpenIV. Open up your file. I'm just gonna put that off to the side. There he is, Max exports. You should go in your mods folder. Throw it in the tutorial. Should put them all up. Edit mode. Put in the collisions. The OBNs. Throw them in there. Okay, now we can stream them. Now. Test server. What'd I steal? What was it? Garage. Yeah, okay. Bring the YBNs now. That should. So once we start that up. It's already running actually. You're not going to be able to see this since it does show my IP. Okay. Okay. Then we're going to add in a few props. And then on the next tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a custom door and some glass. So tune in for that next time, which I'm going to try to get it out sooner than later. Good thing we're spawning in Sandy, so I don't gotta... Okay. Right there. Okay, now we got our interior. Now we should just be able to walk into it. Yep, look at that. The ramp works nice. Now since there's no lights inside, it's a little dark in here. So we can always fix that with a quick time cycle. Just for the time being. And yeah, okay. Come run out, run in. Time cycles are only on the inside. And we'll test out the shooting. Shoot outside. Shoot people. Shooting works on everything. First person works. You're not having a glitchy interior. Okay. So we got that down. On. No glitching. Time cycles are simple. And it won't rain in here either. Nighttime, you can pick a good time cycle for the night and the day. This one's a decent one. Like this. This is a decent one. Warehouse. I'll show you how to apply it too. That's perfect for this interior for the time being. Warehouse. Okay. Just got it. Everything looks fine. Make it rain. Doesn't rain inside. No problem with that. Lighting's not the best. That just shows it, but that's my graphics pack on that one. This is a fine one. V_Michael for this one right now. Looks good at all times of the day. Raining, clearing, thunder, smog. I don't know why that does that, but yeah, looks fine. Okay, we're gonna put a few props in. And then I'll show you to make lights too in another tutorial. Since it takes a lot of tweaking around for lighting. Now this is just a really basic starter tutorial. We can also edit the time cycle, which I'm pretty sure I used v_Michael. And we'll edit them right in my test, so I don't have to keep on dragging files. Go to it. That. Go into our room. Type in v_Michael. Copy that. We can always put in the limbo too. That's not a big deal. Okay, we got that. And you can put a bunch of these. So you could do wanted levels. You can disable your wanted level if you're playing single player. And yeah. Put that as our time cycle. And another good website I use for my props is Plebmaster Forge. And you really put anything in it. Let's put a couch and a TV. Nice sofa. It shows even embedded, everything. And entity. Prop couch. Put that there. Put TV. It's really whatever your heart desires with this kind of stuff. Put really any type of TV. You can really customize it however you want to. You can really be creative with it. Very simple. Put a little table for the TV. So right now you can pretty much stop the tutorial. And that's pretty much it. Put it in a TV. And we'll show it in game real quick. And if you're going to be adding in doors when you watch my tutorial, make sure you put the door on the... And I'll explain it then. You're going to put it in the portal. But yeah. Put that there. And I'll be putting my files, these files, inside the description in a link. And I'll put everything I use in there. I was gonna make a manifest for everything you do. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't put our, what's it called? Our occlusion file in. So don't stop the tutorial, actually. We didn't put our occlusion file in. We did not do that. And that's going to fix up our glitching with the camera. Let's start up the server real quick and I'll show you it. And that's pretty much going to be our last step. And I'll be putting my mapping Discord in the description if you want. You could join, ask for some help, and all that. It is quite a long tutorial, but it pretty much explains the basics of making interior. So yeah, we come in here. Got a TV and sofa. No more glitching in the interior. Our time cycle should work too. Yep, time cycle worked. And everything. It can rain. You don't got rain in your interior. Just like Y maps, they call it an MLO, but it's really not. MLOs are kind of actual interiors. Like how GTA makes their interiors. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, you can ask them in the comments, or you could join my mapping Discord. I'll probably be more responsive in the Discord if you do have a question. You can always DM me, but I'd rather you ask in the Discord, because then other people can help you. And that pretty much concludes the whole tutorial. Always check the description in case I forgot something or a quick something to tell you guys, and that's about it. Have a great weekend. Have a great Memorial weekend if you are from the US. And peace out.